I sometimes whinge and complain when I have to go and do things that are a little bit difficult. Do you do that?
Yeah, I do that all the time.
I'm about to have a whinge because my nose is trying to sneeze on me. If you think that you've got adversity in your life and that it's a little bit hard to overcome, well, have we got a story for you? Bill Scanlon joins us now to tell us how you can be not just survive through adversity, but actually become an elite athlete and rise to the top of your chosen field, even whilst all around you seems to be going to heck in a basket.
Exactly. So
Bill Scanlon joins us this morning to talk a little bit about triathlons and why people do those things in the first place, and of course how you can overcome adversity in your life. Good morning, Bill Scanlon.
Good morning.
Now, we had a bit of a crossed wire and we thought you were going to talk about something different, slightly different. Now, you're a healthy looking bloke. When did you start doing triathlons?
I did my first triathlon about 10 years ago. I'd always played basketball prior to that.
you're pretty tall.
Yeah, but not tall enough, afraid. So
Really?
I decided to give triathlons a go. I didn't know much about them at the time, but I bought myself an old bike and I did my first one down at Point Walter. Just a novice race. It was about a 300-metre swim and a 10k bike ride and a 3k run.
So it's like an Ironman.
Well, no, that's just a short one. Yeah. The Ironman gets it's much worse. I'm afraid. But anyway, yeah, I did that one and loved it, and gradually started doing the longer ones, and now I do the Ironman ones, and they involve a 3.8 kilometre swim, 180 kilometre bike ride, and then a 42 kilometre run, which is a marathon at the end. So they're pretty demanding.
She's from the Sharks.
Yeah, that's pretty cool too.
So
Wow.
How many Ks you say you ride? 140?
180.
180 Ks.
Yeah.
I think I've ridden 180 kilometres in my life, all combined.
So how do you go about training for something like this? Is it like just running 24 hours a day or something?
Yeah, I think, as my wife would tell you, there's a lot of training involved. Because the event's so big, you can't sort of go and practice an Ironman because it's just such a huge thing. You'd be buggered. You know? So it's a lot of training before work, after work. My weekends are chock full of training. And
so after all that training, which takes up all your spare time, wears you out, and costs you a lot of money in worn-out shoes and things.
That's right.
What's it like to actually compete in an Ironman triathlon?
It's pretty special. It's a real amazing experience. There's a huge buzz around an Ironman race. There's normally about 1,500 competitors, and everyone has their family and friends there. And there's a real special atmosphere. And it's hard. Don't get me wrong. There's definitely times during the race where I'm thinking, why on earth am I doing this?
How long does it take, just out of interest?
It takes me around 9 or 9.5 hours.
You must be fit.
It's going to have to create a special bond between people, though. I mean, like, if you look at your fellow competitors and you know
That's right. There's a lot of
camaraderie
camaraderie between all the athletes, because everyone knows just to finish an Ironman is a real special thing. No matter if you finish first or last, it's a real unique achievement. So crossing the finish line and knowing all the effort that's gone in, it's a real buzz.
Now, you've gone through a lot, I have to say, in your life by losing both your parents and your stepdad, was it, to cancer. So how has cancer actually played a huge part in, is it been sort of like a catalyst to say, look, I can get through this. Yes, I have gone through a lot of hardship, but do you know what, I can succeed. I want to do something to show people that you can still get through.
Yeah, I think it in a funny way, it helped. I mean, I've been through a lot in the last few years. Yes, my stepfather passed away, and shortly after his battle with cancer, my mum got diagnosed with cancer, and that was a really hard period. And during the same time, my father and stepmother also got diagnosed with cancer, though they're doing okay at the moment, which is really great. But I think it puts everything into perspective. I mean, yeah, an Ironman's really hard, but it's, you know, nothing compared to going through cancer and the chemo and the treatment and surgery and things like that.
Always impressed with people that can turn adversity into an advantage, and so obviously if you can draw on that, that's fantastic. But did you ever think it was just all getting a bit too hard and why don't I just chuck it in? Yeah,
definitely. I actually, when my stepfather was first diagnosed with cancer, I tried to carry on with the sport. It was my love and I really wanted to do it, but I found I just couldn't do it because there's too much emotional stress. It's a really draining experience, I guess, watching and trying to support someone as best you can when you know things aren't really good. So I actually took around a bit over 3 years out of the sport. I kept trying to come back, but it was just too much. I mean, I think you really need a clear...
How does that work inside your head? Is there a little bit of guilt attached? Do you feel like maybe you're enjoying yourself when you shouldn't be? Was that a part of it at all?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely, that was a really difficult part of it.
Because everyone knows your parents would want you just to enjoy yourself and do what you want to do and go and chase your goals.
It's really hard to go and enjoy yourself. And Mum always wanted me to race, and she's always asking how training was going. And often when I wasn't training, I wouldn't tell her that I wasn't training, because that would hurt her.
So would that be your biggest accomplishment then, is just getting through that, that hardship and saying, yes, I can get back into the sport? Or is actually sort of making it through? I understand that you've just competed.
What would you say has been your greatest achievement?
Yeah, probably a couple of things along those lines. My first was doing an Ironman down in Busselton in 2006, and that was my first race back into the sport. So to get there, I was really anxious. I hadn't raced for a long time, but I wanted to race to show Mum, I guess, how proud I was of her. I thought it's the only thing I could do. And Mum was going through treatment, and it turned out I had a really good day, and Mum was there and my wife Claire was there. It was great to have them there, and I was able to say, Mum, this race is for you, and that was really cool. And I had a great result, and I actually was lucky to qualify for the World Championships in Hawaii. So that was another great achievement. I went over there last year and had a really good race. But I think more importantly, I raced with sort of Mum's memory and Mum's spirit in my mind. She had passed away just a few months before the race, and she was desperate to come to Hawaii. She really wanted to come, but she couldn't make it.
She would have been watching.
Yeah, that's right. So that was another...
I guess the result's not even that important, is it? You made it to the Hawaiian Ironman, which that's only the very, very pinnacle of triathletes around the world even qualify to even start the race.
Yeah. It's a bit of a holy grail of triathlon. It's the race everyone wants to do. It's the race everyone wants to win. I mean, I did have a good result. I think I was just outside the top 100 in the world, and first West Australian to finish.
Do you have famous people on this show today? We had a few.
Yeah, but I think more importantly was that everything going on in the background was...
So just quickly before we get cut off, what's next for you?
Well, I'm fortunate I've qualified for Hawaii again this year. I just recently raced and I qualified, so that's my big goal. I'm really keen to see if I can turn professional and become a professional triathlete. So I need to lift my performance a little bit, so I've got a lot of work to do over winter. But I do have another goal, and that's to do a bit of fundraising linked to my efforts in Hawaii. And I'm talking to the Cancer Council now that we haven't come up with a plan, but the Cancer Council were really good to our family.
When you do, let us know.
I will.
We'd love to hear more about it.
It's just in the early days
yet,
but that's another goal to try and raise money for them.
Well, good luck to you, and
thank you.
Well
so you haven't just
far.
survived, you haven't just got on top of your sport and things, now you're actually going to go and try and help other people as well.
Yeah, why not?
Absolutely.
Bill, you're our kind of person.
Exactly.
You're a wake-up WA kind of guy.
Exactly. Thank you so much for joining us.
And the lovely Claire over here in the corner. Does Claire compete? She's a healthy-looking young lady.
She doesn't. She's head support.
Oh, that's what you need. That's just as important as a competitor. Thank you so much, Bill, for joining us once again. We do have to go to a quick break, but we'll be back with more straight after this.